Hi. I mentioned on my page that I was going to do a vlog. I decided that the first one should be about me. I'm just going to start by apologizing for background noise. I got Columbines doing the field outside, and my daughter Willow is babbling away here beside me, and I don't think there's any stopping anytime soon. So I guess I'll start with my name is Jackie. I am currently 28 years old. I will be 29 in 20 days. Um, I'll go back to being a baby. I was always bigger than most kids my age. Even as a baby, like I mentioned, I was born a normal weight, but by the time I was 2 weeks, I had already gained several pounds. Um, and it just sort of snowballed from there. It never really changed. Um, I was in adult clothes by the time I was 7 or 8 years old. I was always big for my age, and family, peers, everybody noticed, and no, not very many people, except for one that I can think of, um, kept their opinions to themselves, whether it be in the best of intentions or was intended to hurt me. Um, but I was always the one that stuck out, I was bigger, so of course, everybody noticed me first. Um, Sometimes people tried to say things with the best of intentions, trying to give me useful hints and blah, blah, blah. And some people said it with true hatred in their hearts. And sometimes it's the ones that say it with the best intentions that hurt the most, because usually those are the people that you trust the most. I'm sorry, she's really loud. Those are the people that you trust the most. For me, I had some family members that hurt me really bad growing up, and I no longer talk to some of them. Um, and some of them are gone. But I had a hard time trusting people because of the way that I was treated by most everybody. There were very few people in my life that I trusted and to not hurt me. Um, some people that I tried a little bit too hard to like me or be impressed with me or proud of me. And generally that didn't do well for me. Um, when it came to peers, I always really wanted friends, like close friends, and that never really worked out for me. Um, I always went with the people that would accept me, and they were usually the ones that had problems of their own. Not that everybody doesn't have their own problems, but the kind of people that I mean, like people that are troubled. Um, so those are not conducive to long-term relationships or friendships. Um, there were family members that hurt me really bad. I'm not going to mention names or who said what, but there was a particular incident that really brought me down. Like that gave me a reality check that people aren't going to want to be around me growing up. People are not going to want to be close to me. People are going to be embarrassed by me. And that's because this person said straight up and down, you kids are getting so fat that I'm embarrassed to be seen with you. Maybe this person wasn't thinking about it at the time, but or maybe they thought that we would forget by the time we were grown-ups, but that stuck with me. That was a big moment in my life. I was only maybe 7 or 8 years old, but it still affects me now. Like you might be able to see in my eyes that they're beginning to well a little bit. But so it was really hard growing up, knowing that people aren't gonna accept me for who I am, that I have to try and impress people, that I have to try and be the person that everybody wants me to be. So that being said, I never really learned who I was, and I still don't know. I mean, we never really know who we are. All I know is that I try my hardest to be a good person, to be a good friend, to be a good wife, and a good mother. I have two beautiful daughters. One is 6 years old, and the other one is 7 months old. Obviously, you can hear her in the background. Um, and a lot of what I'm doing now is not only for me, but for them as well. Um, Even though I'm out of school and I'm out of that environment, my daughters, my oldest daughter especially, is just starting that journey. And kids are cruel, and they will find. There's nothing wrong with my daughter. I don't see any physical anything to pick on. But if they're gonna pick on something, they're gonna find something, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna be that something that they pick on. Like, I don't want them going to my daughters and making all sorts of fat jokes about me, and making her feel bad because of me. That's one reason. Also, because it is in her genetics, their genetics, to be bigger, and I don't want them thinking that they can't enjoy life because they have to be thin. I want them to enjoy life and learn moderation, and activity is the way to go. Um, Sorry about that. My husband just came home and he took the baby down to the bedroom, so I have a few minutes quiet. Um, so where was I? Oh, talking about my girls. Um, Being bigger in this world is um, is one of the hardest things that a person has to deal with, because it's something that you can't always control, regardless of what people think. A lot of thinner people, like that stupid woman on YouTube that most of you probably have heard of, saying like, oh, they're disgusting, and all sorts of things. But that's not important. The important thing is that it's not always a choice. It's not always due to sitting on your butt all day long and eating gross foods all day long, like donuts and chips and pop. And it's not always like that. It's genetic, and I've gotten into many arguments about this, but some people don't think genetics play a part, and it plays a huge part. Um, my girls have the genetics to be big, and I need them to know that it's not the end all be all of their life, that it is controllable as long as you stay confident in yourself and learn the ways to do it properly. And that's another reason why I wanted to be home with my kids, because then I can teach them how to be healthy. And that doesn't always mean going for runs every day with them and stuff like that. But if they see me trying to better myself and how I'm doing it, maybe they'll emulate that and try it for themselves. And that's all I can really ask from them, is that they try their hardest to be healthy. I'm not going to judge them for being bigger like the rest of the world, because I know what it feels like to be judged for that. And it's not cool. It's not a choice. It's not something that we enjoy. It's not something we're proud of. And a lot of people say they do enjoy being bigger. And a lot of that, I think, is just that they've accepted themselves. Not that they enjoy being like that, but they accept who they are. I'm not so lucky. I have a huge problem with self-acceptance and confidence. And you can pretty much ask anybody in my life. A lot of my depression issues stem from the way that I look, because I feel vulnerable to the world. And I feel like the world doesn't accept me because it's not the right way to be. And that's not necessarily true. Like, we are who we are. But that being said, a lot of my transitioning and my weight loss efforts is not just because I want the world to love me. It's not about that. It's because my body and my mind are getting tired of being like this. It gets difficult. I'm sorry. I'm starting to well up a bit. I can't help it. Part of being an emotional person. Um, I want my body to feel the way that I feel. I feel like the way I should feel, I should be. I want to be able to run around with my kids and, hop around and go swimming in public and stuff like that, but I can't do that right now. And it hurts them because I have anxiety issues over these things, and I don't want them to have to grow up like that. So a lot of it has to do with my kids. A lot of it has to do with my body and how much pain my back is in. My back has been um, increasingly getting worse for the last couple of years. But as of the last 10 months, 10 to 12 months, it has been really bad. After I had towards the end of my pregnancy with my second daughter, up until now, my back has been very, very bad. So I'm hoping with losing weight that it'll sort of alleviate. I'm not even 30 yet. I shouldn't be feeling these kinds of pains. So I'm taking it upon myself to change what I need to change. Um, I'm not really sure what else to say right now. It's going to be a long road ahead, and I really hope that everybody is with me on it, and all the continued support that you guys give me is always appreciated and well received. And I can only hope for the best in the future. Um, I really hope to continue doing these vlogs if you guys enjoy them, and we'll see how it goes from there. So I hope you guys all have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you again soon.